The Nigerian Labour Congress, NLC, yesterday led a nationwide protest against the continual closure of the public institution in the nation following strike action by the Association of Staff Union of Universities, ASU. That is what today we are going to look into in today's life, and I have Lois Strike with me.
Nigeria now.
Nigeria now, I beg your pardon.
Good morning.
Good morning, how are you doing?
Fine.
I'm good.
You've missed today's live, right?
Yes, I did. You know, coupled with what is happening in the country, sometimes you can just be swift, like memorily, like what is happening. You look at the security situation, you look at the deplorable nature of our schools, that is from primary school, secondary school, and even is now moving up to the tertiary institution. And then it's so sad, it's so disheartening when you look at what our students are going through, you know, in that level. Country really want to change the narrative to positive. And then now we are talking ASU on strike for over 4 months.
You know, this issue of us has lingered for so long, and I know recently we talked about this particular issue and the NLC saying they are going on strike or protest to in solidarity with the ASU workers that are on strike for over 4 to 5 months now. So we've seen that they have taken the step to start this protest, peaceful demonstrations in all the states in the country. And we are hoping that the government will listen to this particular action they have taken, because talks have come up, people have talked to the government, students have even gone on series of protests even when the strike started, and then we've seen how some of them were even attacked during those peaceful protests. But now that the NLC, that's the Nigeria Labour Congress, has taken this upon them to do this particular action, I hope that hoodlums will not overtake this action, because it's typical of what we do in this country. When people are going on their peaceful demonstrations, you just see hoodlums take over the whole thing, and then the whole thing will just go south. So, and then the aim at the end of the day will not even be achieved. So we are hoping that this particular hoodlums that usually do all these things will not take over this particular protest that is ongoing, and we hope that the government will listen to these issues, because it has lingered, like I've said.
You know, earlier we said it's better late than never, because I think yesterday, you know, NLC did something to the Nigerian masses, because there's this particular question that I've been asking, you know, that okay, we've been hearing this from the NLC leadership that so thing is going to happen. At the end of the day, they will come out and say everything been suspended.
Yes.
And they are like, okay, we are watching. Let's see if this thing would play out to be something positive. And yesterday, almost all the states in this country, I can categorically tell you that activities were crumbled, you know, in solidarity with ASU, all the affiliates of NLC, you know, yesterday went on solidarity. And then today we are having the mega rally, which is the nationwide protest, rather. And then Katsina, Gombe, all of these
Sokoto,
states,
Plateau,
yes,
the FCT.
they are joining to really make a statement, rather, to make a statement to tell the federal government that enough is enough, in such a way that they want the government to listen, they want the government to respond positively to what ASU are demanding. And I know there are several protests, that took place in this country. But you can talk about the 2015, you remember 2012, yes, when the issue of fuel subsidy came during Goodluck Jonathan. I think first January, if you remember.
Yes.
And then Nigerians were like, what's really happening? Like, first that we're expecting to hear a speech from Mr. President, give us hope, what he wants to do for the year, and then the issue of increase in fuel and the rest, and then the protest. So that year, we all started on not on a positive note,
Yes.
that particular year. And then you remember how it went, because the issue of subsidy, the increase of fuel, and then the whole country went gaga, like everywhere went. And then since then, it's like everything is just dropping. We don't see the nation coming with one voice, particularly the NLC. NLC, I think years back, they were popular when it comes to national issue. They speak with one voice. They all come out to say, no, this one cannot work, because this is the negative effect on workers and then the general public. But not until yesterday. So what's your take on that?
Well, you said better late than never, because we have seen how this strike has taken. It started with a warning strike, and then it extended to now that ASU are still on strike. And then a report that says over 11 years they have not revisited their payroll and all of that. That's the lecturers' payroll. And aside ASU, we've seen that even the polytechnics are on strike. The College of Educations are on strike. So as far as I'm concerned, the tertiary institution in the country are all on strike. So after we have students that are finishing secondary school. Some students are graduating this weekend. They are finished their secondary school SS3, and then they are supposed to move forward to the tertiary institution. Some will be wanting to go to the polytechnic. Some will go to College of Education. Some will go to the universities. And now, as ASU are on strike, College of Education are on strike, the polytechnics are on strike. So after the students now graduate from secondary school, what next? They will just be at home to join the others that are even in school. And
the same Ministry of Education collected money for eligible children or students that wants to go into this various institutions that you just mentioned, through JAM.
Yes.
We wrote JAM just when. And the question is that,
and JAM is once in a year. Don't forget, when it's next year, you can't use the one you've written this year.
You have to buy another one.
You have to register and write again. So you can imagine all these things happening.
Well, I begin to read speeches of chairman of all these state chairman of this NLC, and I can see how concerned they are concerning this issue of ASU. But I look at it, okay, why ASU? Like you talk about, we have the polytechnic. Yes, we know when the issue of NSAS protest started, it was the issue of brutality, right? But there's the issue of bad government, issue of so many things, the NSAS were like pushing.
Yes.
But then it was the issue of brutality. But if you look at it, it is holistic. That it has to carry a caption. Is it the same thing we are seeing here? Because now as we are speaking, the issue of insecurity is there. Now as we talk, you can be rest assured that maybe, just maybe, the way the security situation is deteriorating, maybe there's an attack going on somewhere.
Of course.
But if you look at it, NLC, yes, is a strong body. We like what they are doing. We are in support of what they are doing. Whatever it will take for us to speak with good voice, with one voice, so that things will be done the way it's supposed to, I think every citizen of this country should support that. And I feel it is high time we begin to talk with one voice when it comes to issues that affect everybody in this country. Issue of security is everybody's business. And like we said, number one responsibility of the government is to protect life and properties. This is number one. And without security, nothing will work. Even the businesses that you can say today you will do to turn around the fortune of the masses, that will bring a profit, everywhere would shut down.
You said they are supposed to protect lives and properties, and these businesses are properties. So when these properties are not there, when they are being destroyed, what do you go to? Where do you produce? Where do you sell? Let's say, for instance, now, let me use Terminus as an example. If hoodlums go there now and destroy Terminus, I remember when Terminus got burnt, a lot of people lost their properties. They lost money. And then for a while, the market was just there. And even today, I don't feel Terminus has regained or revived. It's still just there as far as I'm concerned, because I remember when Terminus was Terminus in those days, it was a commercial hub for people around the country. People buy and sell a lot of things. I know that there are times that
if you talk North Central,
yes, even in West Africa, I know Terminus was the biggest market
in West Africa.
Yes. And then now, you know, all the stories that came and the fire and all of that. So talking about such things happening, it's going to definitely affect the people. And before people will regain and get back on their feet, it's going to take them a long time, because they've invested in all these things. So when these businesses are being destroyed, the people will definitely suffer. Insecurity has become something that we are trying to even get used to. For instance, now the Federal Capital Territory is even becoming a domain for those people. From the Kuje prison, from the attack of the president's
convoy
before Salah that were going in Dutama, and now we've heard that terrorists attacked presidential guards in Abuja and killed 8 soldiers.
Well, it's quite unfortunate this is happening to our country. You remember, I watched an interview, with one governor, and then he was saying the bandits have taken over Aso Rock. And then the journalists didn't find it so cool with that statement, and he engaged him. And then later on, they sorted out. But, looking at this thing that happened, I just begin to feel maybe he will put a call through to the governor and say, now we understand what you are saying, even though he's trying to protect the interest of that particular media station. But these are some of the things that some people are saying. You remember Melafia when he spoke. Where is Melafia today? Like almost everything that Melafia said, the former deputy governor of Central Bank, when he talked about the issue of insecurity, the issue of bandits, how the headsmen and the rest, how they operate, and then people didn't find it funny with all he said. Then I'm looking at NLC being one of the strongest body that can easily, mobilize the masses. to do the right thing. I think we should start talking about issues that really affect this country, like the issue of security. People have been waiting to hear NLC coming and shutting down and said, no, this country is going down. We are going on our knees simply because of some few criminals. They are terrorists. They are terrorists. They are criminals. Why can't they be treated like one? So I feel we need such a strong alliance that will come and say, okay, enough is enough. Federal government, now everything should stand still unless you deal with the issue of security. Everything should stand still unless you deal with the issue of education. Everything should stand still unless you deal with the issue of healthcare, electricity, infrastructure. Yeah, we should begin to talk like that. If that's the only language that they listen, because sometimes I wonder, as a responsible leader, as a responsible father, should your child come and tell you that he's hungry first before you provide food?
But even if you are waiting for the child to tell you that he is hungry, when the child comes to you and say he's hungry, what are you supposed to do as a father? You're supposed to be up and about trying to get what that child will eat as fast as possible. Because even if, let's say, for instance, your mind is not even there that, okay, my child, by so time, I'm supposed to have meal prepared for this particular child when he gets back from school. He should be able to eat and be comfortable and do his assignments and all of that. And probably you were doing something and you missed on that particular thing, and then the child is there and say, oh daddy, I'm hungry, and you'll be there. Okay, even me, I've not eaten, so I don't know how we'll do it. Like
that's the response we're getting.
Or even worse of what we are getting right now, because as far as I'm concerned, this particular administration are even looking at, okay, by next year we're even leaving.
Yeah,
so
done.
If they like, let them go to hell. As far as we are concerned, we have eaten the 7 years and there's nothing they can do about it. But then I even expect that things were supposed to even take shape even before this final lap of their administration. Because the constitution has given room for impeachment of the government, of the president, if he doesn't do the right thing. And why is it that we are not using that in this country? Because I know in other countries, look at the Prime Minister of the United Kingdom, he was impeached because of some of the things that he didn't do right. Aside him, there are other prime ministers and even presidents that they were removed from office because they were the vote of confidence did not favor them. So why is it that this particular things are not happening in this country? Because as far as I'm concerned, this government is supposed to be out by now.
Yeah, you are right. But looking at it, it's not just even the president. There's a separation of power. You have the judiciary, you have the legislature, and then you have the executive. And then you expect to see every arm of government doing what she is supposed to do. Like, for instance, the National Assembly, you are supposed to do law. You are supposed to follow even the issue of impeachment that you said. If things are not going right in the country, and they find that is the Mr. President that is not doing the right thing, there are constitutional provisions that say they should summon him and do what is needful because of him not doing the right thing. But what I'm saying, you will see things like this happening, and then nobody is losing his job. And you begin to ask questions. You have the issue of Kuje prison break, and then you have the leader, the person in charge of correctional centers in Nigeria. Then you have the person that is in charge of the Kuje prison. Then you can tell me that you have a minister of education. You tell me you have a minister of labor. You tell me you have security chiefs. And when things like this happen, you hear some people coming in the name of spokesperson, either for the person or for the government, or for the parastatal or for the ministry, defending what ordinarily shouldn't be defended. You begin to ask this question. And I said, why can't the National Assembly, even though they went for recess, but they are back. Let's see what will come up. But honestly, we can't move. We can't move anywhere with such attitude, you know, and laxity when it comes to things that matter for this nation. Take education, take security, and take health sector. What's left? Nothing. Nothing. Now we are talking security, we are talking education. Health sector, we don't want to go there because already in this particular set we discussed that a particular institution, government institution for that matter, that every month they are being every year they are in our national budget asking patients to pay 1,000 naira light bill in this country. Nobody is losing his job. Rather, some people are defending and they are telling us the reason why they are collecting 1,000 naira from patients.
You know, talking about giving speeches or from spokesperson, you know, this recent attack on the security of the president that took place, the Nigerian army has not even given any official statement. They have not reacted in any way, except for the spokesperson, who is Onyema Nwachukwu, who did not even take calls or even return calls. So, like you've said, that's what we get most of the time when all these things happen, the attacks and all of that. You have the spokesperson coming out to talk on behalf of the person in charge, on behalf of the parastatal and all of that. And in this case, nobody has even given any form of any statements or anything concerning this attack that took place. And we've seen that 8 people were killed and some were even injured. These are people's parents. These are people's siblings. These are you know, just causing a lot of things. You can't even, you have sworn to protect this country, but your life is not even guaranteed.
Before the attack, Lois, we on this show, when we talked about the Kaduna train, you know, victims, you know, we showed here how they are being flogged, people's parents, you know, breadwinners, you know, name them. And then these people are asking that now they are even saying each of those guys are going to pay 100 million. How many of them are there? That's their new demand now. And then these people are even calling that UN, ECOWAS, that they should come and help them. They should come and rescue them. When did we get to this point so bad as a country that we tag ourselves giants of Africa? And when they said they are going to pick El-Rufai, they are going to pick Mr. President, the spokesman comes out and said that is a propaganda. That the military, the security apparatus of this country, they are not overwhelmed. They know what they are doing. They are strategizing and they don't want to reveal. And the question that will ask is till when?
And
how long?
Attacks took place just 2 days after this video was released. So how long is it going to take them to strategize?
After telling us that it's a propaganda, now we begin to see it. Now, can we say it's still a propaganda that 8 or 9 people were killed? Is it still in propaganda? That means if it's a propaganda, that means no one is dead. Right? Just 2 days. What are we saying?
And you know, the funny part is, despite the security challenges in this country, this administration is still saying that insecurity has improved under them.
Wow. I'm just hearing this.
Well, we just hope that this particular action, the protest, will go smoothly, because I just don't want it to end like the NSAS, you know how we ended and all of that. At the end of the day, it wasn't even achieved. But we are hoping that this particular one will be as peaceful as ever. And then the government, the right authorities should do something, because it's becoming too much. I just imagine these people leaving secondary school, meeting the people that are still in school, and how many parents in Nigeria with the current economic state of the country will be able to afford private universities.
It will interest you to know that the reason why we are talking insecurity, because it affects even everything. And is the insecurity now that is even affecting some part of the educational system.
You know,
aside
even
funding,
unity schools now in the federal government, yeah, the FCT.
That's what I'm about to say. Why? Because there is a report that these schools will be attacked. So now they are closing school, and you hear this name, Boko Haram. What's the meaning? Western education is forbidden, or how you put it?
It's forbidden. So they're actually achieving it.
So just look at it. Now is not the issue of what they are saying. It's the strategy of achieving their aim. And look at how they are coming with different names, from Boko Haram, herdsmen, bandits, unknown gunmen, and this is how now there's a report of attacking some part of the west, you know, Lagos and some states. Already there are a series of attacks south.
Yes.
But now everything is increasing. So what are we saying? Schools are being shut. For how long are we going to continue like that? For how long?
The government that said it was coming.
We are not even talking schools in the northwest. We are not talking schools in the northwest. We are not talking some schools that are being shut down in the northeast. And look at how everything is going. And then all they are concerned is about 2023 election. And nobody is telling you anything. Rather, we're on top of the situation and we will do something. Or they will tell you, during our administration, this insecurity have improved.
It is well with our souls.
To God be the glory. Nice.
We thank you for the opportunity given to us to be on this show and to be able to achieve this. Thank you for all the crew members. And Mr. Solo, thank you for doing this with me. And you can keep a date with us tomorrow as we bring another fresh episode of Nigeria Now. Do have a good day.